This is another weather update. We're forecasting a new big March snowstorm, an Arctic blast of cold air, and heavy, hefty snow totals we are expecting with a huge late week storm here. So let's get right into it. Looking here at the European model, we are looking at a big late week snowstorm in the Midwest and going into the east, but we are expecting a pretty big storm here. What you could call a big March snowstorm. Maybe a lot of people thought with all the severe weather we're into spring, we're done with the snow, but unfortunately, I know we have those snow lovers, snow haters here. I'm a snow lover, but I think I'm ready for the springtime, but I don't think Mother Nature really is granting our wishes here. As you can see, we're looking here at the European model. This is not our main snowstorm here, but it is going to be a pretty significant snow event here into the Northeast. Some places could get some hefty totals there in northern Pennsylvania into southern New York there. That does get out of the east by Wednesday as we go into the late night hours. Some back end snow there for Boston and New York, but we're not expecting too much there in the main big cities along the I-95 corridor. That does get out of there and goes off to the ocean there again. Not too many issues we're expecting with this. That's just some hefty snow totals, and so that's mainly what we're expecting with that. But let's zoom in here. Now we're looking at the big storm we are forecasting for Friday, Saturday into early Sunday. A quick moving storm, but a heavy impacting storm. So let's get right into it. You can see that storm that does go off to the ocean there, the Atlantic Ocean. It does leave a boundary here of some storms. You got that Gulf moisture, and that's going to pop up some severe storms here, but we're not expecting too much there in northern Florida and southern Georgia there. We do see by Thursday at 6 a.m. we already see some snow developing here in Omaha, north of Kansas City right now. Again, we are a couple of days out here, so I'm not going to go over the exact snow totals or anything like that. We're going to look at the snow totals, not going to go over the exact snow totals. And again, there is some model madness, you could say, where the models are disagreeing, but we'll go over that as we get further into the video here. As we go into 8 a.m. here, we do see some snow in Kansas City, still just hanging around there, getting ready to interact with our system here. And we do see by Thursday 4 p.m. we do see it kind of getting its act together here. We do see some snow in Kansas City, north of Jefferson City, and this is going to be some pretty heavy snow here, especially for Chicago, into Springfield. By 6 a.m. here on Friday, we could see some snow coming into the St. Louis area, and this is really when it gets its act together here. You can see that ice right here in the middle. Not too much ice is what it's looking like right now. But again, as we go into future updates here, we'll get into that. Some rain, maybe a few thunderstorms here. Those pinks are those thunderstorms on the southern side of the storm. On the northern side of the storm, though, it's all snow. And this is going to be bringing down some very cold air behind it. As you can see, some snow into Texas here, into northern Oklahoma. At 6 a.m. on Friday, we could see some snow in Oklahoma City and Tulsa, getting into St. Louis around Friday, 12 p.m. But by 3 p.m. here on Friday, that snow will be getting out of St. Louis. According to the European model, again, we have some model madness. GFS thinks a little different there, has different snowfall amounts, but for right now we're going to be looking at the European model because it tends to be more accurate, but again, in future updates we'll be looking at both of them. By 9 p.m. here you can see some snow near Little Rock into Memphis, going into Nashville. You can see this cold air is really winning against the warm air here. It is pushing down very hard there into the warm air, and you can see it's really winning because it's winning that cold air warm air battle there, because it is pushing warm air to the south there, and that's gonna cause for some snow in areas we don't expect some snow in March. For Memphis to have snow in March, that would be pretty unusual there, but we could definitely see that. That's likely here. Louisville, Nashville could be one of the places that gets on very big snow totals for right now, is what the European model is saying. Pittsburgh into southern Ohio, West Virginia, eastern Kentucky. It's getting into those areas by Saturday here, early morning Saturday. It does go off to the east. We do see a slim band of ice here, not the biggest ice threat, so what's looking like right now. But you do see that band of snow does get a little bit bigger here as it goes into the northeast. And that is going to cause from some even heavier totals, probably our heavier totals there in New York in the northeast, because we do see that band getting bigger there, causing for some heavier totals there. And that does go off to the east, and by Sunday, very early morning, we are expecting that to be all said and done and get out of there. So the last thing we're going to look at here, pretty short update here, but we'll get into the more details as we go into further videos. Still a lot of things to figure out, still a lot of things to really nail down here, but this is what the GFS model is saying. You can see, obviously, like the GFS model tends to do, we do have some pretty heavy totals here. The European model is more on the conservative side here. As we push it out here to Sunday, you can see it's on the more conservative side of what we're going to be seeing. So let's look at the European model first, then we'll go back to the GFS model. But 1 to 3 inches is what's forecasting St. Louis as it quickly goes through there. Maybe a few hours of heavy snow, but after that, no more snow, so that's going to limit the amount of accumulations. Again, still some things to sort out as we go into future updates. We're really going to nail down that snowfall forecast for Chicago. It's looking like you guys are going to definitely be getting in on some snow. The exact totals for right now we don't know, but for right now it's saying 5 to 6 inches there. North of St. Louis, we're seeing those heavier totals where that heavier band is already set up before it interacts with that storm. So that's going to be why in southern Iowa, southern Nebraska here, that's why we see those heavier totals of 3 to 5, maybe some areas getting up to 6. And then, yeah, as you can see here, as it goes up into the east, you can see that heavy band of 3 to 6 in isolated spots up here, especially in Pennsylvania and New York. Like I said, we get those heavier totals up here in the northeast of upwards of 3 to 6, maybe 6 to 12 with isolated spots that could have more than that, especially here in northern Maine. So let's look at the GFS model. Let's go all the way out here to Sunday, and this is what we're forecasting. Okay, 5 inches in St. Louis. Again, we have some big model disagreement here. Where we see that snowfall set up, according to the European model, we're going to see that band of snowfall here set up here before it interacts with the main system here. So that's why the European model is saying we're going to have our heavier snow totals over there. Now, if we look at the GFS model here, you can see that it's saying that we're going to first have that developing snow over here. That's why it's saying that's why it's saying those bigger totals are going to be over here, not to the north up here in Iowa, into southern Nebraska. So we're really going to have to watch if the model start agreeing on this. But again, into future updates, that's when I'll be talking about all of that. But you can see 6 to 12 inches possible here, but again, very tricky forecast. We cannot trust this. This could change in the next model run, like the snap of a finger, so you really can't trust this for right now. And again, we are a couple of days out here, so a lot of things could change. We still need to really get more details to really nail down that forecast. But 3 to 5 inches here in St. Louis. As you go east of town, you get those lesser totals. Northern Arkansas, into eastern Oklahoma here, we do see those heavier totals, especially in Tulsa, up to 7 inches there. And again, as it goes off into the east, they are the two models are pretty much in agreement that there are going to be some bigger totals up here in the east. So that's your latest update on the upcoming big storm. A short update. We didn't get into too much detail. I'll get into more detail as we go into future updates. But if you want to be kept updated on this huge March snowstorm, very unexpected here, subscribe, turn on that notification bell so if you want to get notified, you will get notified when I do these weather updates. And then go follow me on Twitter if you want the latest updates, always posting over there. And I'll see you in the next weather update forecasting this upcoming big March snowstorm.